Hello everybody, the Chocolate 1000 everybody for duty, welcoming you back to more Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness. In the last episode, we was about to start a battle against Eldes, and unfortunately, we had to stop it halfway through because my mum and dad arrived home earlier than expected. So I had to carry on the recording another time, being now. And also, because I actually had to stop it, I had to hit the reset button on my Nintendo Wii, meaning everything that we did in all the episodes that we actually done, I had to do them all over again. So I had another chance to snag that Shadow Mr. Mime from Gorgon, and sure enough, if I can find him, there he is. I successfully caught Mr. Mime. But when we encountered Mr. Mime the first time, it was actually a male. This time, it's actually a female. So technically, it's Mrs. Mime, not Mr. Mime. But anyway, without any delay, we are going to battle Eldes. Oh, and also, before we actually walk into this room, I trained up my Pokemon a little bit. God of War is now level 42. Did want to learn Future Sight, but I said no. Sparky is now level 43. Cyclops level 44. Dragonfly is level 47. Houndoom level 43. And Walrein is level 45. And I also took the held item of leftovers off that Shadow Snorlax, and I want to give it to one of my Pokemon. Now, it's actually kind of hard for me to choose really, but I want to give this to Flygon. I mean, having the Macho Brace is all fine and good, but it just makes Flygon move slow every single battle, and I don't want that. Because the battles we've been getting lately are indeed very, very difficult. So I'm going to save right here. We're going to go through this cutscene once again. I'm going to skip through the text because we've already seen it. Okay. So, starting off this battle once again against Eldes. If you didn't see the end of the last episode, and you want to hear what Pokemon he has, I will go over them again. He starts off with Ninjask, level 45, Bug Flying type, Speed Boost for the ability, with the moves Silver Wind, Aerial Ace, Dig, and Protect. His second Pokemon is Manectric, which is a Shadow Pokemon. Level 44, Plain Electric type, Static or Lightning Rod for the ability. Last time I was actually battling with this Manectric on the field, he actually had Static for the ability. But he might have Lightning Rod this time, we never know. He has the moves Shadow End, Shadow Mist, and Shadow Sky. By all means necessary, take it out as fast as you can, but make sure you catch it, of course. Otherwise, you will be giving yourself a hard time. And Ninjask is using Dig, which I wasn't actually expecting, to be truthfully honest. Because when we started off this battle last time, we used Bite with Jolteon, and the very first one that we used ended up having Jolteon get paralyzed. And I managed to snag the Manectric, and this Ninjask actually used Silver Wind on the first two turns. Apparently he didn't want to this time. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Teaching Ninjask Dig is actually a very clever move, because if a Pokemon uses Earthquake or Magnitude or Bulldoze, I believe, when the Pokemon is in the middle of using Dig, Earthquake, Bulldoze, Magnitude will do double damage to the Pokemon. But Ninjask is being a part Flying type, which has an immunity to ground, which means they can get away scot-free with a dig without taking damage from the earthquake. And at the very end of the last episode, we came across this guy, Salamence, which is a shadow Pokemon. Level 50, dragon flying type, intimidate for the ability as you saw right there. He's got the moves Shadow Rush and Shadow Hold. This Salamence can hurt with his physical as well as special attack. Be very careful. Excuse me. God's sake. Something stuck in my throat. Yeah, I think I shifted it. So yeah, be very careful with this Salamence. It's too early for me to use a timing ball, so I'm going to use an Ultra Ball on Magnetric and try and weaken off that Salamence as best as I can without knocking it out. So I was having a bit of my drink there. Okay. So we've managed to snag Magnetric again. And the Shadow Salamence is using Shadow Hold, so he cannot switch out, which is perfectly fine because we're not going to anyway. But after snagging his Magnetric, he's now brought in Flygon, level 45, Ground Dragon type, levitate for the ability, as you can tell, because I have one myself. It's got the moves Crunch, Dragon Breath, Flamethrower, and Double Edge. This is a really good Flygon to face against. The Flamethrower to cover his quad weakness of Ice, the Dragon Breath for stab, Crunch to lower special defense, and Double Edge because it's recoil damage. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to use oh god, Psychic on Flygon and Thunder Wave on the Salamence. Because she's now going to be spamming Shadow Rush now, since he's now used Shadow Hold. And it's a good thing I used that Thunder Wave when I had the chance. Very good thing I did that. Okay, let's send out Cyclops next. I know I could send out my own Flygon, but with two Dragon types on the field, I don't think that's going to be helpful. And I bet Flygon was using Double Edge, and I guess he missed? I don't actually know. I actually didn't see what happened, but anyway, Psychic, Shadow Punch to Salamence. We need to get rid of that Flygon. Okay, no, he didn't miss. The Double Edge was originally being targeted for Jolteon, but because I brought in a Ghost type, it didn't hurt it, of course. Right, now for his fifth Pokemon. Marowak. Yeah, from my sudden silence there you could tell, it was a Shadow Pokemon. This Marowak is level 44, plain ground type, either has Rocket or Lightning Rod for the ability, and is holding on to the Thick Club. This is a force to be reckoned with already just by saying that. Because the Thick Club actually boosts the attack stat of all Marowak who hold it. He's got the moves Shadow End and Shadow Panic. So, if he takes recoil damage, then we know that this Marowak has Lightning Rod for the ability. But, if he doesn't take recoil damage from Shadow End, then we know he has Rocket. So what I'm going to do here is, I'm going to use Feint Attack on the Marowak and another Shadow Punch on Salamence. I need to weaken off the Pokemon so I can get a better chance of catching them. Alright, moment of truth. Does he have Rocket or does he have Lightning Rod? He has Lightning Rod. Well, she has Lightning Rod, sorry. And by God, that hurt! And I thought Cyclops was going to be a defensive guy, but obviously, yeah. That's the power of a Marowak with the Thick Club. You saw just how much damage it did. And that's Salamence just being Salamence. Right. Okay. Let's snag this Malwag to get it out the way. And on Walrein's turn, we'll use a Body Slam on Salamence. This, I'm not going to lie, is actually one of the most interesting Pokemon battles ever to do. I am not kidding. Alright, Malwag is over and done with. He's now down to 2 last Pokemon, and they are by far his strongest. Lapras is his 4th and final Shadow Pokemon. Level 44, Water Ice type. Can carry either Water Absorb or Shell Armor for the ability. With the moves Shadow Shed, Shadow Shed, Shadow Storm, and Shadow Sky. This Lapras it's kind of an interesting one, I'm not going to lie. I mean, Lapras as a Pokemon is sort of interesting in its own unique way. That's pretty much all I can technically say. I'm going to do a little test run or something. I want to see if this Lapras has Water Absorb. Because if it doesn't and it has Shell Armor, then that's still good regardless. Because Shell Armor protects the Pokemon from... It does! This Lapras has Shell Armor for the ability that protects the Pokemon from critical hits. Hey! I got that confused. I don't know why I'm speaking Italianese. There's not really much of an Italian, to be honest. I mean, I've only been to Italy once in my entire life, and I was in Sorrento. Me, actually, I'm not going to lie. Going to Sorrento last year in Italy, it was actually a very nice place. Really was. Right, I've got to be really careful here now. I'm down to my last 2 Pokemon. Okay, now that our Salamence has been weakened, good enough, let's snag it. And we'll use a Body Slam on Lapras. Got the Salamence! Now, if I actually fancied, I could actually use the Salamence in my team if I wanted to, but I don't actually want to. I like how the animation for Body Slam for Walrein is just him sliding on the floor and doing a belly bounce. Honestly, it does look funny. Alright, Dragonfly, on your turn, I'm going to take this opportunity... Oh, actually, by the way, something I should point out also, I meant to mention this. I actually beat Area 6 of Mount Battle, and they gave me the TM for Overheat. After this battle, I want to teach this to Houndoom. I know it is kind of silly for me to do that, I'm not going to lie. But, just hear me out on this. Overheat on Houndoom spells a lot of trouble to all Pokemon who get in his way. Because it is a very powerful fire type move that does actually harshly lower the... It harshly lowers the user's special attack stat every time you use it. Alright, I think we're good to catch this Lapras now. We're throwing another Ultra Ball. And we'll call Walrein because I don't want to hurt Lapras even more in case it's still confused and hurts itself. Okay, no surprise there. I knew it was going to break free. Right, using Shadow Sky, I see. Okay. Thought you were going to go for a Shadow Storm, but that's fine with me. That's fine with me. If you want to use that, that's perfectly fine, except we're going to have to keep dealing with this animation all the way through the battle until we catch you. Alright, now usually, I don't understand why we did the case of this. Yeah, I was actually meant to press R to actually like sort out the Pokeballs in order. Pokeball has a ×1 catch rate. Great Ball, 1.5 times the catch rate, and Ultra Ball has a ×2 catch rate compared to a regular Pokeball. Yet, normally, most of the time, when I use an Ultra Ball, I always fail, but when I throw a Pokeball, it often catches the Pokemon that the Ultra Ball couldn't originally catch, which I have no idea why that is to be the case, but it is what it is. Still not getting caught, I see. Okay, now he's using Shadow Storm. In fact, actually something. Does using Shadow moves in the Shadow Sky boost the power of Shadow moves? Because part of me believes that it doesn't. Because that's exactly how much damage Shadow Storm normally does to my Pokemon with or without the Shadow Sky. Okay, right, let's throw a Great Ball this time. And Slapper, we'll call you once again. Surely the Great Ball's gotta work. If the Ultra Ball doesn't, if Lapras doesn't like the Ultra Ball or the Pokeball, then surely the Great Ball. No. Maybe I need to do a little something else. Right, Warren looks like he's about to get knocked out any moment. Okay. Right. I think I'll call Dragonfly and I'll switch Walrein for Jolteon. I need to paralyze it. I need to paralyze that Lapras. I can't hope to get the confusion again in case it knocks itself out. I was not surprised about that. I knew it was going to use that. Flygon's still alive, thankfully. Right, I believe that's turn 4 of the Shadow Sky, or is it turn 3? I don't actually know. Right, okay, Flygon, on your turn I'm going to heal you up. And then Jolteon, let's paralyze that Lapras. There we go. Obviously not going to be fully paralyzed on the very first turn. It very rarely happens, but it does indeed be the case. There are chances where it does indeed happen. Dang. Ah, the shadows. Okay, so that was turn 4 in the last one. Okay, good. So Jolteon lives to fight another day. For now. Alright. We have been in this battle for some time, so let's now use a Timer Ball. And Jolteon will just call you. Got it. That's the end of the battle. I can honestly say, strong team. Deep down, that is a very strong team. You are powerful. Much more than I have imagined. If you aim to stop our plan, then you should keep going. However, the Grandmaster's power is probably far greater than you can imagine. I doubt you will beat the man. We'll soon see. But yeah, he's now deciding to leave the building. He's opened up this area so we can now gain easy access to the healing machine. And by the way, yeah, there are some item boxes to pick up. We will be picking them up in the next episode. Next time on Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness, we will battle Master Weevil once and for all. See you guys then.